What's up, guys? Welcome back to BC Garage. Probably well overdue. The situation with the sneaker tech, my 77 pairs, and whatever happened. I know a lot of you guys were asking me for a while to give you guys an update, and I'm gonna do it in this video. But first, I have to explain my whole getup here. It's just a Run DMC chain and hat that I had sitting over there from Halloween. Decided to throw it on. It was like, oh, this looks cool. That's it. There's really nothing else to explain. I just wanted to wear it. But if you click this video and you're not familiar with the situation, which is kind of weird, but hey, if you don't know what happened with me and my situation, I'll put the link to my video right here. And I just want to say, first of all, I read the comments on most of that video, and yeah, I'm actually overwhelmed with all the positivity that I read in there. People wishing me well, hoping that I get my shoes back or I get some type of positive resolution in this situation. There were only like a few comments where people were calling me crazy, dumb, and whatever for consigning those shoes and trusting Hank. So I was actually going to do a video just reading the comments and responding to them. I thought it was pretty hilarious. They were offering me their choppers to go take care of business. And it's funny because if you know me, I'm all pro 2A, you know, the right to carry and all that stuff. So I'm good over here. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update. It's been well over a month since I last talked about it. And so without wasting any more time, let's just get into it. I'll start just with a quick recap. September 25th of this year, I took 77 pairs of my sneakers up to Sneaker Tech. And the purpose was actually to sell majority of them to Hank the Tank and then consigned the rest. And once we got there, he basically told me he didn't have the funds to purchase them, and it was probably in my best interest to go ahead and consign the pairs so that I can actually make more money. Now, this was not what I was planning on doing, and I explained this in the other video, but because I had already bought the shoes in, and I know in hindsight, you know, you wish you can change things, but I can't. It happened. This was deceitful on his end, and this was probably the first little clue where I should have packed the shoes back up and left. But thinking about it in my head, I'm thinking, you know what, this is a legitimate business. I have never seen any problems with them whatsoever. I've actually done business with them previously and it was fine. There was no indications or hints to me that, you know, what was about to happen was going to happen. Believe me, if I had any type of inkling of, you know, something going crazy, I would have just packed my stuff up and took it home without a doubt. So I did end up leaving there without any money, but with the hopes of consigning and selling a lot of my pairs for a little bit extra dough in my pocket. At the time, I really didn't think there was anything foul to be had. A week later, I hadn't received any payouts. I was pretty sure that some of my shoes would have sold. I had some pretty hype shoes, Almanaires, some Mochas, University Forks, Oreos. Like, these things aren't going to just sit around. And I told him I wasn't asking a lot of money for them. I got a little bit nervous when he told me that I hadn't sold any shoes that first week. And then I reached out the second week. He said, oh, you sold just a few shoes. I'm going to pay you out the following Tuesday. Following Tuesday came and went, got to Thursday, never received any payment. And that was about the last time I really heard from Hank the Tank. So that Friday, I think October the 14th, I decided I'm just going to go up to the store. There was really no negotiation. I was going to pick up my shoes, bring them back, and then collect whatever money I was owed for the shoes that had sold. Unfortunately, when I got to York and the Sneaker Tech store, it was actually closed. And I will say, at that moment, I was feeling quite duped because I just didn't know what was going on. Why was the store closed on a Friday? You know, that's a busy time for a store in the mall. And I hadn't been able to reach Hank for over 2 or 3 days. I'm going to be honest with you, that's when I kind of reverted back to 20 years ago, my Philadelphia ways. And yeah, I basically did what I needed to do to contact everyone that's associated with that store, meaning there were 3 owners that I was aware of. There's Hank the Tank, there's Henry 2.0, and then there was Dave. I did try to reach Hank the Tank, of course, nothing. I tried to reach Henry. He gave me a couple messages here and there, but he really wasn't trying to communicate initially. And then I was able to actually get in touch with Dave. Dave is the owner that you don't really hear about too often. And unfortunately for me, I was able to convince Dave to basically give me my shoes, the shoes that they still had in the inventory I wanted to get those back in my possession. So with his assistance, I was able to quickly get those shoes back home and in my possession. Now that was about I want to say maybe 44, 45 pairs of shoes, most of which you can see behind me. So thank you, Dave, if you're watching this. Yeah, he stood up real fast and he was able to help your boy out. Now, actually left about 32 pairs that were gone, unrecovered. Now, a lot of people were saying, these are probably shoes that were taken by Henry 2.0. I watched all the videos. I know way more than you know. I knew everything that was going on. By Friday night, the evening on which I went there and I first discovered that the shoes were gone, I knew where Hank was. I knew where Henry was. I knew where Dave was. I knew where everybody was. I knew everything about the situation. Only thing I wanted to know at that point was how I was going to collect the funds for the shoes that have sold, because I knew that the 32 pairs were actually already sold, since they were all the Mochas and the University 4s and the Airs. Those were the ones that sold. This is the bottom half of that 77 pairs that I was able to recover. Everyone knows the story. Sometime over the weekend, before Monday, the family did come in and clean out the store and take the remaining pairs that were left. So that did leave me a little bit, wondering how I'm going to get paid for those missing shoes. I have worked with the family. They are aware of what has been recovered already, and they were actually able to assist me in recovering maybe a few more, like 5 or 6 more pairs. So total recovered amount is about 47 pairs, totaling about $10,400. The total amount of the pairs that I consigned with him was 77 pairs, totaling $20,449, which means that the unrecovered amount is about $10,300. And I will say that I currently am working with the family to recoup those funds. I can't really say too much else about that. I am fine with the way that things have been going so far. I will like to give a shout out to Hank's wife. She has been more than open and honest with me, just moving steadfast and getting this situation resolved. And I'm pretty confident that I should be made whole relatively soon. People are gonna ask me, do you know where Hank is? Do you know where? I know pretty much everything. I know the whole situation. I know where everyone is. And I'm just not gonna disclose any information. Like I told you guys in previous videos, my main concern was getting my property back or getting my funds back. And that is still my main concern, but I felt an obligation to you guys because I put that video out there to give you guys an update as to what's going on. So basically, that is where we are right now. I have recovered or have been paid for 47 pairs of shoes. There are 30 shoes remaining. And yeah, we're just going to see how this plays out. It is not over. Of course, it is still going. But I think that's about all the information that I can provide for you guys at this time. I'm sorry if you expected more, but again, until it's completely over with, this is about as all as you're going to get from me. I will make a couple comments. I mean, I've seen some videos from like Henry 2.0. People want to say Henry stole your shoes. No, Henry is very immature. We're talking about Henry 2.0. I think Henry is young. He's immature. He put out a few troll videos. And honestly, when you're dealing with people who have lost, or potentially losing a lot of money in situations like that, one of the things you don't want to do is like instigate, because you don't know how people tend to react. And luckily, it's not me 20 years ago. I'm very level-headed right now. I got a family, I got a house, I got a career. I can't be, doing anything stupid, which is kind of what I reverted to initially when I found out that my shoes were going. I snapped out and I said, hey, you got to be level-headed and you got to figure out the best way to get your issues resolved. And again, Henry 2.0, I said he's doing a lot of like things I wouldn't do, questionable things, but ultimately I don't think he has or has taken any of my shoes. I'm pretty much sure that my shoes were sold by Hank the Tank, either in the store, mystery boxes, or through deals or whatever. I do think some shoes did sell in the store. Henry 2.0 did confirm that he even sold a pair or two of mine in the store, because they all have this marking on them. All of my pairs were marked with an R on the box. That also leads me to believe that Hank didn't take my shoes with the premeditated notion that he was going to not pay me. I don't think he would have went through and had all of my pairs labeled with an R, and did everything that he was going to do, saying I'm just going to scam this guy right off the bat. I think things just piled on top of him. I do think had Henry not pulled out his shoes that week prior, that maybe I would have gotten paid, maybe slowly as other people started consigning their shoes. I'd have maybe got paid from their shoes. Who knows? But I just don't think Hank set out initially to scam me. I don't think that. I think he was doing bad business, and he was in over his head. Yes, but again, I think there was a lot of stuff going on. Unfortunately, I picked the wrong time to drop a crap ton of merchandise in his lap. But yeah, now one of the things I wanted to quickly address was that in a previous video, I had said that I was selling those shoes to pay for my GTR, so I wouldn't have a car note. Now, that is kind of true, kind of untrue. Those funds were going to be used for a multitude of things, including car payment, my daughter's tuition to college. But no one wants to hear about that in the video. If I label the video selling my shoes to buy my dream car, you're going to click that. You're not going to click selling my shoes to pay for my daughter's college. You know what I mean? People, you got to make it so it's interesting and it's something that you guys will want to click. Also, all of the shoes behind me are going to be for sale on my Instagram. I am not asking anything near market price for these shoes. All of these shoes, I was prepared to let them go low, and I still am. I got them back. I wanted to do this video first, and now they are going. I am going to list them on my Instagram for sale well under market price. We're talking some shoes retail, some shoes $10 over retail, $20 over retail, really low price shoes. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram at beastly_GT. Well, I will be listing these shoes up all week long. Not just these shoes, all of the other shoes that I have remaining in my inventory. So a lot of deals, a lot of steals, a lot of stuff here. Hank didn't sell all the good stuff. There's still some quality shoes back here, including some Panda Dunks, some Yeezys, Cool Grays, a lot of Jordan 1s, a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff. Again, I appreciate all the positivity, all the great comments on the other video. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Your boy is out of this John. Until the next video. Later, guys.